Hello, this is Kylie J.N.S. and I hope you guys are having a great day. And I want to really discuss like this idea of Wendy Williams' situation being karmic in a sense. So this is going to be spiritual. Matter of fact, we may even do. I wanted to pull. I wanted to do a tarot reading with this, but at the same time, I really don't want to channel some crazy energy. I'm gonna probably do it without the cards, though. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it without the cards. But I have to say, the notion that like something, the situation that happened with Wendy Williams, I haven't watched the documentary. I saw that one clip of her with Black China, and clearly Wendy was off. I also saw the other clip where her handler was like kind of gaslighting her, like when she was being asked like why was she took into a medical center, put in a holding center, and she was like, I don't know, and then the guy was like, you don't know why he was put in, and all that stuff. And then obviously we see the situation with her being like under the care of her handlers and not her family, under just random ass people that have no connection to her. This stuff has been hidden, and she's been diagnosed with obviously dementia. And to me, it's something really sinister. There's something really sinister about this whole situation. I'm about to change the title of my video because I am going to do a spiritual reading on this. I'm going to keep it the same. I'm going to just add spiritual reading because I'm going to channel this without the cards. And I may pull some because they get real accurate, more accurate with the cards. But people argue that that's not true. But for me, it is because I could channel my energy better. But I'm going to do it without it. But I have to say, I don't think that this is a situation of karma. I think we all know that this is obviously much deeper. Because if this was a situation of karma in terms of like, okay, Wendy Williams got off all these years of gossiping about people or putting people's business out there. If that's the case, why the rest of it's a bunch of grimy niggas in the music industry. It's a bunch of grimy ass people, period. Why they ain't getting a karma then at the same time? It's been out just as long as Wendy Williams. There's a lot of people that have done way worse stuff than Wendy Williams. Wendy Williams created a craft and an art form of radio talk show hosts, actual TV hosts, and then slash with, celebrity gossip, entertainment. She was the first to actually do that. And shout out to Storm for bringing light to this because he was like, for years, all these black celebrities was on Wendy Williams' bumper. Oh, she's putting our business out there. Oh, when I see her, I'm punching her in her face. Oh, I'm slapping her up. Only for these same exact niggas to go and want to do a podcast doing the exact same thing. We see all these black rappers and black athletes want to do podcasts. And I ain't nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying, I find it real weird that all of a sudden she was the bad guy back in the day though, but all of a sudden you still took the blueprint and is now doing a podcast, doing celebrity gossip and putting people's business out there. Whether it be now they do DJ Academics is out there. He put people business out there. So many of the rappers, males and figures and whatnot. But when Wendy Williams did it, it was, oh, she's toxic. Oh, she's wrong. Oh, she's putting us out there. We need to punish her. It was like this lady faced death threats by these celebrities. They were so mad that she was putting a business out there. The thing is, she had a element of doing that. Like when you watch the Wendy Williams show, and I'm not gonna hold you, I wasn't a fan of the Wendy. It just wasn't me. Watching Wendy Williams growing up, I didn't watch it, but I had family members that did watch it, and I have to say, because I was in high school at the time, I remember, watching just briefly, like when my family members had it on the TV, and I just remember studying it just a little bit. I was always one of that was just like analytical and curious. So I was looking and I said, she got a skill set for that. That was the first thing that popped in my head when I was like 16 years old when I saw it. And as I got older, I think she's from Harlem, I believe. But I said, there's a gift that, believe it or not, a gift of gab that comes with being able to host live television like that and entertainment and entertain a crowd like that. And granted, you may have some cue cards to prepare in advance, but some of that'd be raw talent. Bill Maher got that raw talent. Believe it or not, Bill O'Reilly. Do you see it? It was a clip before he got into his little stupid scandal. inappropriate behavior. Do y'all remember when they was trying to give him some cue cards, and he said, "Fuck it, I'll just do it. Do it live. I'll do it live." And he did that. He hollered at the producers, or whatever, and he said, "I'll do it live." And he just went off the rip like that, flawless. Like, do you know how hard that is to do on live television like that, where you got millions of people watching? You know how many people would have fumbled that? Let alone people fumble the cue cards where you got to read off a teleprompter. Let alone do it live just off the dome like that. It's a skill to that. I don't care what nobody tell you. It is a craft to that. You gotta have a gift to that, and you gotta hone in on the skill. Wendy Williams had that. She get up there, how you doing, and all that, and it was funny to people. People ate that up. But she doing the drop. Like, I'll never forget. I ain't gonna hold you, and I didn't like it. When Whitney Williams, not Whitney Williams, Whitney Houston died, and she did the show, and she was holding a photo of her picture and saying, it had tears in her eyes, and it was telling her story. I thought that was so. But I remember thinking, damn, that lady's good. That lady she knows like good entertainment programming. I didn't watch. I'm telling you, I wasn't a fan. I wasn't a fan of Wendy Williams in that regard. And I'm not going to be honest about that, because I feel like that would be being fake. If I didn't dislike her, but I didn't, it was just indifferent. I would say it was indifferent, but I do remember, I'm telling you, I had family members that will love some damn Wendy Williams. And it did play in my household growing up when I was in high school on a daily basis, her talk show. I remember a sister clearly watching that. And I just remember thinking, oh, okay. But I do remember thinking, lady got a skill. Throw on a show, entertainment. And them people eat that up. They'll crowd love her. People love the Wendy Williams show. White, black, female, male. They didn't care. They loved some Wendy Williams. And so regardless of how I felt about the premise of like, oh, the celebrity gossip, I have to admit, she was good at what she did. And so you had all of the other YouTubers take a blueprint of that when they got into celebrity gossip. She did it first. And others, inspired by Wendy Williams, they got their ass on YouTube and started to copy and do the same thing. And that's where celebrity gossip on YouTube popped off. Let's be real. And I ain't gonna hold you. There are YouTubers that do that genre that I do sit and watch, because I enjoy the way they break it down. My thing is, if you're gonna do the celebrity gossip, I want to see some serious. I'm just a serious person, so I like to see them be real and authentic and keep it raw and tell the truth, and then I can deal with it. But if it's like too much of that, I can't really get with it. But she did the blueprint for it. Now rappers who, they money done dried up or whatever, they want to get on YouTube and do podcasts too. They came at Wendy Williams, said they're gonna beat her ass, and she went through a lot. She was drugged and raped in that industry, all types of stuff. We won't get into the spiritual stuff about this. And so now they want to drag her to filth throughout the years, only to turn around and get their ass hop on YouTube and open up their own podcast doing the same exact thing, talking about Nicki Minaj, talking about all types of celebrities, putting everybody's business out, talking about P. Diddy, well, whoever it be, whoever the hot topic of the discussion is of that week, Cam Newton, whatever it is. I'm not saying, oh, that's wrong to do. I'm saying y'all drag the black woman once again. You drag Wendy Williams for filth. Once again, only to go and copy her blueprint. So I have to say, everybody should be, rethinking that whole thing. Now, did sometimes she go far? Sure. I'm pretty sure she did. I never followed that particular. It was a little too mainstream for me. I've always been more of the underground, more of the serious type. So that wouldn't be anything that would necessarily appeal. So I don't know the extent of the things she did. I know a little bit. I know Judge Mathis cussed her ass out. Now that I do remember growing up. I had to remember that everybody remembers Judge Mathis cussing her ass out. Like, you remember shit like that. But what Wendy Williams is going through is not no damn karma. That is the result of an industry spitting you up. It's sucking energy, soul energy, and then spitting your ass back out. That is the result of that. Of when you know information and people get scared, and when you don't want to play ball anymore, when you want a little bit more control, is when the industry clapper down on you, remove everybody you ever known, and people that would actually care about you and going for the money grabbing for the kill. And it make you lose your mind or make you go crazy by drugging your ass up, and where you don't even remember where you going, who you are, what you're doing, and then put these weird ass court orders on you, then say you got dementia, and then hope the public don't look too much into it. This is what they tried to do to many artists. This is what they tried to do to Nina Simone, by the way. For y'all that never caught what was going on, how they put her on that medicine. Study Nina Simone's life towards the end when they put her on that medicine and had her talking real slow and talking like she didn't know. They did the same thing to her because she didn't know business. And you know, the white boys they clamor around you, and they want, you know, they see money, pretty much black talent, money, or how do we get whatever's in your account if you can't even perform anymore, like how Wendy Williams can't even do her show anymore. And so it's deeper than that. It's way deeper. They did this. It's the same shit that happened with Britney Spears. It's the same shit that they try to do to Kanye West. And truth as it, they do this shit to regular ass citizens as well. Because they damn sure try to do it to me. They do this to regular citizens, by the way, where they will try to draw. It's so many people that they have done this to that's probably in your everyday life. You just never caught it. But on a big level, when it's millions and millions of dollars involved, 20 million a year, 40 million a year, oh, you better believe they got a handler 24/7 on your ass, pin cameras on your ass. You think it, them little holes in the wall that you think is just innocent little hole, tiny 10 millimeter hole. It's a motherfucking camera. All throughout, they got it all set up. They'll have act like somebody, a maintenance guy, need to come in. A maintenance guy is a part of the whole thing, and they installing shit. You thinking they just installing and mounting your damn TV. This is what they do with the celebrities, and people that are on watch lists as well. It's not just the celebrities. And so this is what they were doing to Wendy Williams. They were making sure that this $20 million a year woman was monitored, that they knew everything she was doing, and what she was doing with her accounts, who was all around her, made sure everybody around her knew their role. They under subliminal MK Ultra. They willing to drop a dime anytime she get out of line. You know, all types of this stuff be set up on real high levels. Kanye West tried to tell you with his trainer, the CIA intelligence trainer, that's the trainer to all the celebrities, and how he administers medicine. How he threw Kanye West, got him committed just that quick. When Kanye West started talking too much about things in the industry. Why are y'all playing dumb and acting like we don't know what this is about with Wendy Williams? This ain't no motherfucking karma, because if that's the case, it's so many people in Hollywood that would be dealing with the same stuff for the wickedness that they've done. And they've done way more wicked than somebody doing celebrity damn gossip. If that's the case, all of the YouTubers will be fucked up right now. It's a bunch of viral, big time YouTubers that do what? Celebrity gossip. They run you down. They ain't messed up. They ain't got dementia. They ain't got a bunch of weird sociopathic handlers around them that's trying to steal money from this lady, her whole legacy, her whole body of work. So no, it ain't no damn karma. This is some wickedness behind this. And I don't think that this lady deserved that. Let me show this. Wendy Williams, she was known for her wigs. They wanted to humiliate her in the documentary by knowing that she wasn't fully coherent and showing her without her hair. Now, she got beautiful clothing on. She got her pearls, her fur, because Wendy was glamorous. Now, whether you say, oh, she didn't like her look and she did da. She liked nice shit. She always liked nice shit. You see in her apartment? She liked nice shit. And so at least they had her they had her with her fur and her Gucci and her pearls, but they ain't have her with her hair. And that's what she was always known for, is that wig. And everybody knows that. I mean, she looks, to me, the real hair is fine, obviously. Obviously, it's fine. But this is just what her aesthetic was. This is just was part of her brand, believe it or not. Big ass luxurious wig. It's just a part of her brand. And she honored that. And so they couldn't even honor her with that. When she lost, when they felt like she was becoming so incoherent. And so this is very horrific because for one, they drugged this lady up. This is what they do. Whatever was in that contract, whatever they asked her to do, she didn't want to do it. She said, "Oh no." Next thing you know, she's never the same. Honestly, she was never the same after when she had fell out like that on that stage. And I think they planned that as well. And by that, I'm talking about her handlers and the people that surround her and the people that know the kind of money she got and what's going on, the state she got, all of that. That's really what it be. And then remember when Ebro said she saw the devil. Let's get into it. Ebro said Wendy was scared because she saw the devil when she passed out like that. That's why she was looking like that. That's what Ebro said. Now, obviously, Ebro talks in a lot of code. Y'all remember the interview he did with Azealia Banks when he was like, "See, look, another one caught up." And he said, "Some people don't feel no emotions." He was trying to tell. He speaks in a lot of fucking codes that people don't pick up on. He tried that. If you go back and watch that interview with him and Azealia Banks when she was crying, he was trying to explain to her what this shit is all about. And these motherfuckers don't give a fuck about none of that. You're trying to tell her then. And then he comes out with that. She saw the devil. Contract up, contract. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? So he put that little tidbit out there. He was just joking. He was just whatever. But this is serious stuff because again, these artists know. These artists, Wendy is and has always been. She always been a priestess. Y'all may not have known about it, or what people will call a witch, or an esotericist. Y'all may not have known about it, but anybody with common sense will know that in this industry, you have to do the bidding of those you sign your contract to. Those you have to do their bidding. Do y'all remember that interview with Dave Chappelle and Oprah? And when Oprah said, "When we ask you to do what we tell you to do, for any reason, you do it. For any reason." Go look at that interview. She said it. She said, "For any reason." But you think it was all for free? She said, "You thought we was just giving you this money and this shit all for free?" No, when we come to you, when we knock on that door, we ask you, we tell you, you gotta do it. This is when he ran in Africa and all that. Watch the interview. I know I can't be the only one that put this shit together. I know I can't be. And I know I'm not. I just hate when people try to act dumb. What is wrong with y'all? We all know what this is about. Her time has been up. They have got upset at her because of some shit she know. And it's some shit that she wouldn't do. Something she wouldn't go through with. She rebelled against. And they said, "Okay, drug your ass up. You won't even remember your name by the time we done with you. And we're going to take your estate." Now, I don't agree with this. Obviously, I think it's horrible. I don't think it's no damn karma. No, this is what the industry does. This is what the industry tries to do to multiple motherfuckers. What's new? This is what they do. They actually do this to innocent motherfuckers too. If you got a big ass plot of land somewhere, an inheritance, a big ass body of intellectual property, a big ass body of work, this is what they'll try to do too. Even if you're not as known as Wendy Williams or have as much money as Wendy Williams. But it's easier it's easier to do this type of thing if you are signed under them, if you have taken an oath to them, if you have let these entities be put on you through the contracts, through being in that industry, drugs, alcohol, all of that. We know Wendy's had dealt with it all. She's been through a lot. She was doing drugs. She was doing alcohol. Now, Here's the thing. I think she quit, and well, we know she quit, right? But when they said that she went back and all that stuff, I don't believe that. I think that these people plot years in advance, months in advance, and the best because they pulled that with DMX too, and DMX also said, "I wasn't doing no motherfucking drugs before they knocked me off." They knocked him off with but you know what they did. What did he take a week before he ended up the way he ended up? What did he have? We all know it. The jibby jab. So we already know that, like, but when this is the story they put out about DMX. Oh, he went back on drugs. That man was clean. His family said it. He said no, he was clean. He was clean. That's the easiest way, just like the situation with Prince, remember? And people was like, nah, Prince didn't do that. I don't know about all that. Same thing with Wendy. Now the thing is, it's easy to believe it because Wendy had done drugs in the past. But as an intuitive, Wendy, when they say she's back for treatment, she's doing back drugs and all that. Nah. They put that out there. That was already started. I knew something off was, I said, oh, something bad about to happen to her. Oh. Because I said, she not doing that what they saying she do. She refused to do something. This was years ago. You know? And this is still when I guess she was still married at this time. Yeah, but this ain't no damn karma. This is people trying to bury this woman's legacy, humiliate her, and she got a bunch of Satanist money grabbing handlers around her trying to grab her estate and steal her money right from under her. And the court is involved in it. Everybody is involved in it because she wouldn't bend the knee to whatever they asked her to do. Whether that had been, we need you for this ritual, we need you for this sacrifice, we need you at the north quadrant, the north-south quadrant for this ritual, at this ceremony, at this award show. This is how this shit works. I hope y'all know. I hope y'all know that that's all that is. And she said no for whatever reason, or she wanted out. She's tired. People get tired. But once you take that oath to that, and when they ask you and tell you to do something, oh, you got to do it, or else they coming for your kids or they come for you. And so that's why you see people stay in it so long. A lot of these people that's in this, they hate what they do. They hate themselves. They don't even look in the mirror because they know what they have to do. And so whatever they asked her was too much for her. Said because she had already been sacrificing people. And, they said they asked, I don't know who they asked. They asked her about somebody or a situation or a certain ritual, and she said no. I don't want to do that. I don't want to participate no more. I'm tired of this. I'm tired. I want out. I've heard people say that too. I want out. And they say, oh, okay. You ain't going to be taking everything then, including your ability to even function for yourself. And so they dope her up on all these drugs, dope her up so horrifically, put her in the center. Nobody know what's going on with her, have her walking around looking crazy or whatever. She gone. They drugged her up. This is what they tried to do to me because of the information that I know and my knowledge and my spiritual knowledge and my intellectual knowledge. And I have the evidence of that. It's not me trying to just jump on I posted a video a year ago talking about my experience with this stuff, how they try to send you to be reprogrammed once you break out of your MK Ultra, or you don't want to follow what they, you swarmed around a bunch of fucking Masons that's trying to, you don't know what the fuck is going on. This shit is real. And so Wendy Williams, unfortunately, she had been in that system. She had been in that industry for decades. So she's done a lot and she's seen a lot and she knows a lot. She has done a lot. She has seen a lot and she knows a lot. And she has participated in a lot of this stuff. She has helped blockade other successful Black talents from getting in that industry. She did it to Nene Leakes. Nene Leakes had already said that Wendy Williams had blocked her from getting a show. People do this shit to me. People try to block me from getting in certain spaces because they feel threatened, because they feel like I'm competition, or because I'm smarter than them, I have better knowledge than them. So they copy and never give credit. It's the same thing. This is what that industry does. They do not care. They do not give a damn. They are so heartless and cold because all they think about is money and materialism. and themselves. It's not no collaboration. Let's work together. Let's eat together. Let's set up a fair deal. We both make money. They ain't none of that in the industry. Everything is exploitation. When Wendy first got in, what did they do to break her in the industry? Drugs and uh, raping, which we know is SA of women. This is what happened to Wendy Williams when she first got in there. And obviously that fragments the mind, fractures the mind, allowing for uh, the entities to come in. And so this is what happened to her. Very much so. That was a ritual that was done on her so that she could be easily more manipulated. The more trauma, believe it or not, that type of trauma and dissociation from that trauma, plus drugs and alcohol, or you're way more easy to manipulate, way more easy to control. And she's the talent. So yeah, they in this system they want to control the talent, and they want to eat off the talent. That's why they put these handlers all around you. They want to control the talent because they want to eat off of it, feed off of it, get you to sign some weird ass contract, lifelong binding contract, soul contract, and when you don't want to play ball, they rip your shit from under you. They essentially make a lot of these artists slaves. They make a lot of the TV hosts, whatever it is, they make them slaves to the system. They put Babylonian Sumerian spirits on them, homunculus deities on them. And the spirit of lust, spirit of alcohol, spirit of drugs on them. That shit is real. Spirit of depression on them. Spirit of sex addiction on them. Spirit of domestic violence on them. They swap these demons around in Hollywood, in that industry, like it's nothing. That's why they always talk about, oh, it's so tragic. All the kid stars just do drugs. All the kids stars, that's an energy. You'd be lucky to get out of it. This is serious stuff. It's through the contracts. It's through Babylonian, Sumerian, twisted ancient knowledge that was misinterpreted, botched, and purposely used for abuse so that people can, once again, mind control. That's all it is. And so they did the MK Ultra ritual on Wendy Williams when she wouldn't abide by what they were trying to get her to do. Plus, she knows information. She could write a tell-all book, anything, and then she already got 20 million and you got to show. Imagine if she decided to go and switch to YouTube, and she still had her right mind and all that stuff, but she broke free and she got out of her deals, whatever, and she went just straight to YouTube. Do you know how powerful that is? How much influence that would be if she was just free agent, had that same amount of influence that she had with her show, but on motherfucking YouTube on her own. With the knowledge and the tea that she got, talking about the tea. So they said, oh, hell no. She don't want to play no more. She don't want to be in this round. She want to bid in this round and all this stuff. Oh, we got to get her motherfucking ass. I'm speaking as a channel, as a spiritual intuitive. This is what happened to her. You do the MK Ultra ritual. It's a spell. MK Ultra is a spell. It's to hijack the consciousness of a person. It's easier if they're doing drugs and alcohol, or it's easier if they're in a low vibration. It's also easier if you can, if they don't do drugs and alcohol, you just try to say that they're crazy, hurry up and get them locked up and then inject them with a bunch of drugs so that they do go and lose it. So they're never the same after you give them all these drugs, right? They can do it that way too. And this is why it's so much easier to do an MK Ultra spell if they already have like some type of soul contract or something done. They tried to do this spell to me twice. It was illegal, and I never took no oath or no deal. So that's why it kept wearing off. That's why it wouldn't take. I'm telling you from experience how this shit go. It wouldn't take. They had locked me up on an illegal hold, all types of shit. Injected me with fucking medicines, all types of weird ass shit. And putting me that shit where they put your ass in that. It's a movie, X-Men movie, right? And they showed they putting the person in that machine, and they just leaving them there trying to scan their DNA and look what they DNA, look at their brain waves, look at scan every aspect of their body. I was put in a machine like that and left and was in there for a very motherfucking long time. Sure was. And I talked about this in my video a year ago. I talked about this. I had made it private at the time because I was because honestly, I had people around me that did sell me out, but I didn't know. So they was the one trying to tell, because I was gonna put names in this shit. I was gonna name the doctors, the how I was going, oh man. And they was like, they'll come after you, they'll kill you. Don't do that, don't do that. And I listened to them, kind of find out they was the one behind it. But that's why they didn't want me to put it all out there like that. But at that time, I had got scared because I was like, damn, maybe I shouldn't talk about this stuff. So I made it private. It's not private anymore though. And it is a year old. And I did talk about my time in there. And I didn't give even all the details even then. But I'm telling you that when that X-Men movie where they show them putting the mutants in that machine, they do got machines like that, if you didn't know, in restricted access areas of hospitals, and they will put your ass in there to study what the hell is going on and how they could map your brainwaves, see what's map your signals, your all types of your everything, inject your ass with shit, put you on them stretchers where you locked and can't move, you can't do nothing. This is serious stuff. So it's not like, oh, you're just trying to center yourself. No, this shit happened to me. And so that's how I know it happened to Wendy Williams. I know what it looks like. They did an MK Ultra spell on her. So what is the MK Ultra spell? Again, this is done through actions, but also through the inserting of, you send demons a person's way to drive them crazy, either to have them commit suicide on themselves, or so that you drive them crazy, or you drive them to do drugs or alcohol. MK Ultra is a way where you could try to get in hijack someone's brain through brain entrainment, so that you can mind control them, like it's like trying to control somebody with a remote control. And you have to do it through the occult. And then if that stuff doesn't work, that's when they start bringing out the heavy drugs, that's when they do 5150, or they do a 72 hold and try to study what the hell, how they gonna control your motherfucking ass. And the reason why it was so easy with Wendy Williams is because she had already signed stuff and agreed to certain stuff as far as likeness and things with this contract, stuff that she signed decades ago that she probably didn't even motherfucking read, where they are by law. And I talked about in my video how when they had locked me up, how they was trying to get me to sign some 50-page, some long ass, it came 3 times asking me to sign some shit. Mind you, I'm supposedly so incompetent. I'm supposedly so incoherent. Why the fuck is you asking me to sign some 50-page, 60-page without a lawyer? It didn't come in 3 times in the hospital. This is what they did to me. And I talked about this once again in a 5-hour video on this channel, so I'm not lying. And it's easily documented. I'll give you the name of the hospital and I'll share my stuff, because this shit was wicked, what they tried to do to me. So I noticed what they tried to do to Wendy Williams. 50-page, 60-page, asking 3 times or sign this. And I didn't sign that shit because I already knew it. I said, nah, something in my soul. How is somebody that you claiming that you need to hold for evaluation of their mental state, but then you give them a 60-page, 50-page fucking shit to sign without a lawyer with some weird ass legalese that the person not gonna understand? What kind of shit is y'all on? And that's why they couldn't hold me. They had to let me go that same day. There was nothing they could do from that hospital, but they had finagled. They did some illegal shit after that. After that, they just started violating every right that I ever had. They just did, because they were just so scared of the information that I knew, of what I was going to go and tell. And the people involved were scared. And these were Masons and these were secret. This was some high level wicked ass shit, man. Because of some shit that my family is involved in, that I'm not involved in that shit, but it trickled down on me. And so it's easier to do these type of MK Ultra rituals as far as it actually working if the person already is signed on something. You got to have some type of signature and blood. They have to agree to allow entities to be able to take over them, to sign to take an oath to an organization or to the coven or whatever, or the secret society. And then that's how this stuff can play out easier. This is not the only person that have had an MK Ultra ritual spell done on them, and it has worked. Young Pharaoh is an example. After he got with that CPAC shit and all that stuff, he was never the same after that. And took that one, whatever they paid him. He had his protection in his government, but once you go into their den, and I've talked with Obia priest and very powerful occultists behind the scenes that work with celebrities, by the way. And they told me what was up with him. They didn't even know that we grew up together. They didn't even know that we knew each other and that we grew up together. But they did. He was like, yeah, he forgot about our priesthood, because he was a part of our priesthood. He forgot about our priesthood. He wanted to be famous. He signed with them, and then look what happened. And he told me to spell that he knew. It was a spell, and the government was in on it. They did drug him because it wasn't taken, and so they had fucked his brain. They knew they already had did it to three other family of his family members. Believe it or not, sure did. They've been targeting me and him. Grew up together. They've been targeting our bloodlines for thousands of years. So they had already did this to other people in his family, very successfully. Very brilliant people in his family, very intelligent people. Whoever, and mind you, I'm telling, and I ain't trying to tell his business all like that, but it happened to his mother and his father. They did the same thing. They drugged him. They drugged it. Literally the same thing that happened to Young. When Young Fair was talking about, oh, they drugged me. They did use the same exact combination of drug on his father and his mother. That's not a fucking coincidence. And so he didn't even know that. People in his family, this is so deep. He didn't even know that. I knew that. I had told his cousin, which was my best friend, and they had to tell him, like, yo, they've been doing that shit. That's what they do. Again, it's not just targeting a celebrity. They do it by bloodline. It could be the potential gifts. They do it by, but obviously this is the number one way they use it. They use it in the industry, obviously. But they do this outside of that. They do use this thing on the MK on the activists, whistleblowers, writers, scholars, military people, and the celebrities. Anybody that have any ounce of influence or gifts. Or either or. Either if you don't got influence, you got gifts, and you can't be controlled, or you're too brilliant, or you more intelligent than the average president or the average military person, they'll come after your ass if they can't control you. Now, if they can control you for the bag or money, that's different. But they'll use this ritual, and most times they are successful at it. And the unfortunate thing is, some people are born into this, and they do this to them since they was babies. See, I was born into that. I was born into that type of thing where you just didn't know, and if people were signing shit and taking oaths over your head and signing deals and trying to do soul contracts over your head, and it'd be people that you think love you, and it is illegal. So it's hard to work when it's illegal, and so that's why the stuff wasn't working on me. That's why, like, the spells and the MK Ultra spell, nothing was working because it was illegal. I never agreed to this shit. I don't know what all this is about. Like, I don't agree to this shit. I ain't fucking with it. This is not my fault that and then the people that, even if it was biological blood, they still lost their rights in the eyes of the United States government. So it's even double illegal. It's so illegal on a galactic universal level, it's illegal. And then it's illegal even by admiralty law because they had lost their rights when I was adopted. And so either way, anything that they was trying to do, or any deals that they was trying to do past people trying to sell their kids and all this stuff, it was all illegal. And so when they was trying to, come after, no, it don't work that way. It don't work that way. And they were trying to come after me. Now, with Wendy Williams, she went through the same thing. MK Ultra spell, drugs, discrediting, telling the public that she's crazy. She ain't crazy. They did this to her. Same thing they did to Britney Spears. They did this to her, the industry. And it's important that we know that and that we speak out about it, because Wendy Williams wasn't looking like this. Wendy Williams didn't deserve this. Everybody copying and doing this celebrity gossip thing now. So apparently, if she was so wrong, all of y'all wrong. If that's the case, if this was her karma, all of y'all would get motherfucking karma. This ain't no motherfucking karma. She was looking crazy. I mean, did y'all see that? I know y'all saw the clips. And that's drugs. I'm telling you, I've been around people that they dope them up on these drugs, and that's how they look. It's done on purpose to make you look bugged out and crazy. They did that to her. And the thing is, she signed up for a horrific deal. Yeah, you get $20 million a year, it's all nice and dandy. And then they push these people, push your morality, and push your integrity, and push the levels of depravity and the level of rituals, the level of blood magic, and you say enough. People say enough, and then they come for you, and you become the sacrifice if you don't want to play the murder reality game anymore. So we all know that this is how Wendy Williams would look. Pretty, normal, smiling. You can see her spirit. You can see her soul, right? You can still see her. You still know that, oh, that's Wendy. Even she look high right there, but you can still see the soul. You can still see a smile. Now look at this. That's not how Wendy Williams looked. She was gone, starting to lose it right there. This is what they do. Look, you see the difference? Do you see a soul there? Eyes is different, everything. Do you see a soul there? People say, "Oh, she could have been replaced and cloned." I don't know about all that. I don't know. I think that this is a case of them doing that shit they do to people, and people know, and that's why we have to speak out because she's being done very dirty. As far as like, why can't her son take care of her? Why can't family take care of her? Then honestly, to be real, your family be in on this shit. Maybe not the son, but the sister there. They found out that the sister was in on it and they cut her out the deal. A lot of times, that's what they did with my family. They was in on that shit with what happened with me. They was in on it. They knew and everything. They were okay with it. And so, as we can see, look at her. I wouldn't wish this on nobody. It's sad. Obviously, that looks like AI. See, but this. They was drugging her in. They was drugging her up. And it's saying she's doing the drugs and she's doing it all. To the point where you just go. But it started here. It started. And see the Wendy Williams' son speak out about concern for her. The son is speaking out. They found out that she had dementia when the public found out that she had dementia. That's some horrific stuff, man. Her whole family found out when we found out. And so people may say, "Oh, that's what she get," or whatever. Well, if you take that logic, then everybody that do celebrity gossip podcasts on YouTube and everywhere will be shut down. You know how many YouTubers are way fucking more messier than what Wendy Williams ever was. Let's be real. Big time YouTubers, very talented YouTubers, by the way. Thank God they are free. And thank God that they'll never had to go through what Wendy Williams had to go through. They get to sit in their motherfucking house, pull out their camera, had a nice little setup, and talk their shit and share their little gossips with the celebrities and their opinions and stuff. And it's a beautiful deal because they own everything, and they and it's somebody, it'll be a shame if a YouTuber tried to go that route with that industry stuff. But Wendy Williams had to pay a price for that. Like Wendy Williams is the person that took the hits for everybody else to be on YouTube with these podcasts ragging on these celebrities. And again, if this was her karma, everybody would then all of Congress would be getting their karma. The Senate would be getting their karma. The wicked ass people that's in the music industry would be getting their karma. So that's not no fucking karma. They tried to kill this lady. Once they realize, because again, bloodline matters. Once they realize they can't kill you, they'll try to drive you crazy or drive you to kill yourself. That's where the MK Ultra spell comes in. Then the MK Ultra ritual don't work and you keep breaking it, that's when they do more horrific stuff, try to lock you in their system, lock you in and dope you up with a whole bunch of medicine and put a whole bunch of handlers around you. Now, again, it's easier if they have a contract on you. It's easier if you sign by oath. It's very hard if you are one of, if you stay out of their system to do it. I'm telling you, when they try to do that shit to me, no lie, and y'all can believe this shit or not, I do not care. I would just say one of my parents, I'll just say my father, I asked him what to do. He said, you gotta grab the Bible. You gotta grab. And I really thought, like, what is he asking? I'm asking him for help. But he couldn't do nothing for me. But he said, grab that Bible, grab. And I'm locked up on an illegal hold, mind you, fully sane. And these people was trying to drug me up, get me to sign these crazy ass contracts. Literally, I'm seeing these people shapeshift. These people and he said, this is what you got to do. But he wouldn't tell me because I had knew. Eventually, he ended up, when it got so bad, and eventually he ended up admitting, after lying, that he was a part of a secret society. He was a Mason, and that he was asking for forgiveness for trying to sacrifice me. He did actually just admit it. And then he walked away, and his punishment for walking away and breaking his oath was to take it out on his kids, me, because of him walking away and not following his due. So that I was on the chopping block for what he did. But I ain't gonna hold you. When I was locked up like that, he said, you gotta grab it. You gotta find a Bible and read. And I ain't gonna hold, mind you, they was drewing me dirty in this place. So horrific because of what my dad did. They feel like my dad is an enemy to the Masons because he was a part of that and walked away. Now, he lied about all this until the end, until it got so bad. The second assassination tip, he just finally admitted. And some of this, the second assassination tip on my life, mind you. But back to the story. While I was locked up, I did grab that Bible. Again, I'm a descended heir of Yeshua. Like, this is like, I didn't know this. I didn't know what he was talking about, but I said, whatever, I was such in a low space. I said, and I'm not religious at all. No, but I believe the Gnostic elements and the esoteric teachings of Yeshua. Yes, I do. But I did grab that Bible. I read that stuff. I read some of these verses out of there. I ain't gonna hold you. The lights started flickering, the TV blew, and all of these doctors and stuff ran. They was running down the hall, like back and forth, running down the fucking. They was running. I had never. This place was. I'm telling you, this. They was not doing none of this stuff. They was running. They was running with paperwork in their hand for me to discharge. No lie. Soon as that happened, no motherfucking lie. They was running. They had discharge papers in their hand, running. And they said, like, we need you. And I didn't trust what they was trying to get me to sign. I ain't gonna hold you. I am hard-headed in the sense where if you try to get me to sign something, or if you trying to put something in front of me and you ain't explaining that shit right, and they did, I'm like, I ain't sign. Oh no, I don't trust it. Because I wasn't trusting nobody. Because I knew that this was some devil shit. I knew it was some wicked ass shit they was trying to do to me, and I didn't trust it. And I knew who was behind it. I know exactly who was behind it. And so I wouldn't sign what they was trying, but then they was trying to explain this is because they said this is a voluntary. I said, y'all illegally kept me in this space, literally against my will, for no motherfucking reason, because y'all was scared of the shit that I know. And so I was angry. Y'all trying to get me to do all these crazy ass drugs. And then when they explained and stuff to me, and then actually when I did talk with I can't remember again, and they was like, that's your discharge paper. That's when they letting you out. And so I said, okay. So, and it was like something real. I kept reading it over and over again. It was a 1 page. I'm reading it I'm making sure this shit ain't no crazy ass nothing, as I know what they trying to get me to do, So I made sure I read it over and over again. But I'm telling you, then shortly after I was released, and they still was fighting tooth and nail. I'm telling you, it was like, there got to be a way that we can do something to keep this bitch. Like it's got to be a way. Like we got to be able to conjure up something. They literally try to put stuff in front of me that wasn't even filled out, asking for signature on paperwork that wasn't even properly explained or filled. I mean, I couldn't believe what they were doing. Like they violated all legal law rights. They changed my doctor. I had a doctor that was a black doctor who was known for being like the best doctor in the place. So kind, so loving, so good to the people, whatever. They didn't give me that. That was, and it's on the paperwork. That was the name that was assigned. He was the doctor that was assigned to me. They gave me some crazy ass satanic ass Mason doctor. Like, no lie, they switched it. They just literally just switched it. So I never got my proper doctor. But I do have to say, you can take it for what it will, for what you will. I do have to say, when I cracked open, I would never forget it. I know where I was sitting at. I know what I felt. Because I said, I don't know why is he asking me to go get, he was like, you got to go get a Bible. You got to go and read it. And I said, whatever. I was able to find one. I sat on a chair, opened it up. It was right by a TV and I was right under the light. And I read it out loud. It wasn't like I was reading it in my head. I was, boom. And I felt like this rush, like, boom, this power. Light started flickering. The TV just blew, like, boom. Started raining, pouring. And these doctors, these satanic ass, weirdo ass doctor, they running down the hall, like, oh my God. Like, they was running like something had happened. And they ran directly towards me and they said, we got to take you, that's when they, and this had happened like after a week of me not even knowing what to do. And they was holding me illegally. And they didn't care. They didn't come and see me. They didn't ask, they didn't do the proper evaluation time. They didn't do the proper explanation of anything. They was switching out. I remember they was saying that I need some folate and vitamin B. So I remember looking it up on, I'm not playing that shit. I go and Google shit. So I had that lady Google that stuff on her phone, and then they trying to get me these weird ass shots or whatever, psychotropic shots that are horrific on the heart. That are death. They're death shots. Pretty much, they'll kill you. And then I remember them switching out the folate. The folate vitamin. It's like a vitamin, and I remember looking at the back of the package, and it said folate, and I Googled it and made sure it was folate or vitamin. It's like folate is a vitamin B, right? Form of, I know it was a vitamin, but they said I needed it or whatever. No lie. When they thought that I was so, because they was at this point, that's when they said you cannot leave unless you take this shot, and you cannot leave unless you take this medicine. And I guess they figured, okay, she's so out of it or whatever. This stuff didn't have an effect on my genetics because of the interdimensional species that I am. They thought it would because they just have been doing this for so many years. They've been doing this for so many people in the bloodline, so they just figured it'll work or whatever. So I guess when they thought, okay, she's so out of it, like kind of like a Wendy Williams, she's so out of it, and they gave me a black pill, and I said, this is not what y'all gave. This is not, the other. I knew it wasn't the same one. The folate was green, round tablet. Then the other one was like some weird, and they kept saying, this is folate, but I couldn't see it on the back of the package. And I said, no, give me what, I ain't taking it, because this is not what it was. I said, hell no, I don't know what the fuck that is. I could be trying to give me anything. It was, man, if I told you what they was doing in there, I would smell gas smells coming up from certain vents, because these hospitals, they got all types of shit where they can lock stuff up and compartmentalize stuff and kill your ass. I'm smelling weird ass chemical gas chamber type smells and stuff. And I could tell that they was literally checking in, like, okay, did it work yet? These motherfuckers try to kill my ass, man. And I could smell this stuff. And I'm like, and I remember I walked out the room and I said, what's that smell in there? I said, I smell chemicals in there. Oh, that ain't nothing. I'm telling you, this is some wicked ass shit, man. I explained this story multiple times in my YouTube channel. I'm not going to stop explaining this shit because it was traumatic as fuck and nobody cared. And my family was in on it, and people in the black reparation space was in on it. And so, and it's, as well as the government. So no, and the Masons, the secret societies. So no, I'm not going to stop fucking talking about it because I want justice. I want justice, like not just for myself, but for everybody that was motherfucking involved, that ever had to deal with some shit like this. That's why I keep bringing it up, because it's hurtful. It's obviously traumatic if you find out that your family was in on it. And then people try to play you for crazy and try to play on your top. That shit is, you're going to be bothered by it. You're going to be hurt. You're going to talk about it. And you can't even trust nobody. And so that's why I'm speaking out for Wendy Williams. That's why I'm speaking out for Cat Williams. That's why I speak out for Kanye West, because I know the shit they tried to do to these people, to truth tellers. If I speak out on print about Prince, I speak out about what happened to Michael Jackson. I'm always going to speak out about it, because that the stuff they have been doing to people is wicked. It happens all the time on levels you would never know. Like the Truman Show, people really get paid to try to take people's birthrights off of them, to sacrifice them, to get them to kill themselves, or to get them to be locked up in a mental institution where they ruin their own destiny and their own birthright through the MK Ultra ritual spells that they put on people. They do this to Black Americans all the fucking time. Your crazy ass uncle that you think is just that was so brilliant. All of a sudden, it was from the military, right? Oh, they was from the military. It was so brilliant, had everything going for them. And then all of a sudden, they just lost it. Oh. that they locked up somewhere, and you think you don't realize that the mother been paid off or the father been paid off to put that person in that situation. Wake your ass up. And y'all already know, because most of y'all probably been. I just don't trust motherfuckers, man. I ain't gonna hold you, because I know what happened to me, and this is what has been happening to so many Black Americans. I've seen like random, and if they don't, either that or they try to drive them to drugs. Like a lot of you pay attention to your family that's like really, really, really brilliant or have all these fucking gifts. That's the one that they target. It's called the black sheep. They get a reward to sacrifice the ones with the gifts to the system. That's what they try to do to me. And sometimes it could be, this the person that got the talent, the stuff, and pay attention to who rides up, who rises up. Pay attention to that. That's why they tell you, look at these mega pastors or the politicians or whoever, and study their story when it comes to the children or to the direct cousin, the direct brother. It's always something crazy that happened to one of them family members, and then for that person to rise or to take advantage of whatever the gift that person, the kid had or the person had, to absorb that gift so that they can go to the next level. And it oftentimes culminates into having them either committed, they unalive themselves, or they get on drugs and alcohol. Something tragic happened to them, or they just off the path of their destiny. They have tried this multiple times on my life, and so I know what it looked like. I know what it looks like, and I know that Black Americans. I can see it because I study, Black Americans, and just the way we grew up and the things that happened with our families and whatnot. And you start to look around and you start to see, wait a minute, how did that person? I remember in my adopted family on my cousin-in-law side, on my brother-in-law side. I'm not gonna hold you. There was this one woman. Her name was Corliss. She is naturally gifted, charismatic, brilliant fucking woman. Brilliant woman. So charismatic, just a light. Just gifts, just ooze, 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 ooze. And I had always admired her as a little kid. Like everybody in the family admired her. She had so much light, right? Just so much fucking light. So gifted. And like she next thing you know, she goes to university, but she's a scientist. She does actual scientific research on cells and DNA and all types of cool stuff. Next you know, just boot, go crazy. Nobody knows what's going on. She can't get a job nowhere. They lock her out. They completely, because she still had her soul, because she was God's child. They went after her hard. And I remember believing when she was talking, because she was like, they doing this to me, they doing that to me, and everybody in the family just got real quiet. And I got, mind you, she's not my blood. This is my, this was through my adopted side, and this is even though my adopted side, this was through brother-in-law side. This was through marriage, right? And I remember thinking, even back then, I was so concerned. Because I said, she's trying to tell us something. Nobody's listening to her. Something not right. She was trying to tell us that she was being gang stalked, and they were doing these things to her, that they were locking her out. I mean, this lady was brilliant, couldn't find a job nowhere, couldn't find housing. Same shit they trying to do to me. And it's like, it just didn't make sense. And I remember talking to some family. I said, and then they were just blowing it off like they knew something. They were just like, oh, she gonna be fine. Oh, I just asked how she doing, and she gonna be okay. But I'm thinking, like, they was trying to sacrificed her. Somebody in her family sold her out. I conclude that now at 32 years old, that somebody was behind. Somebody got a bag after making her lose it. After trying to make it seem like she just lost it one day, driving her to insanity, quote unquote insanity, because she wasn't. She was still coherent to me, but they do this through the MK Ultra ritual. It's not just it's mind control, but when it doesn't work, that's when they go through other steps to try to drive you mad or to try to make you just sound crazy. And so she was trying to tell us this stuff when I was 22 years old. I remember thinking, like, what is she talking about? She was trying to show things. She was trying to, they're doing this to me. They're using harassment, targeted. She was actually a part of a very, like, this mega church where they was doing occult work activities and stuff. So, it's not far fetched. But now that I'm older, I'm thinking, I'm like, I think that's that bullshit that they do. So somebody in her family sold her out. What's that? Or she pissed off. But she said she pissed off think she might have pissed off one of these powerful guys in the state. One of the you know how some of the mega pastors, they be really really well connected. It don't just be like a regular, you know, they be really. I think that if I can't, because I've been hearing so many stories about this stuff, but I think that was what happened. But either way, it's a brilliant woman. Just and then it just boom. Same thing with young Pharaoh. Boom. You got take these shrooms, whatever, which they had gave to his father and his mother. They had sent agents. What they do, send an agent around you to give you some fucking drugs. And this, and they know that your body gonna react to it because again, they did it to his mother and his father previously, decades before. So they already knew how he was gonna have. This is how they that bloodline is very sensitive to shrooms, and so when they take them shrooms, they're gonna go crazy. It happened literally to 4 family members in a family already. I told you I grew up with him. I've known him since I was 10 years old, so I'm not making this up. And so when it came time for him, he didn't even know about all this stuff that they had been. This is how they target his bloodline through drugs. They knew that when they gave him that, he wasn't gonna come back. Plus, they was doing the ritual and all the other MK Ultra stuff, all the other spells. And people say, "Well, he deserved blah 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 blah." Whatever, however you look at this stuff, it's still horrific. It's horrific. And again, I know that you know when you lack awareness, those type of things can happen. Because again, like people would say, well, he decided to take those drugs. I'm telling you that they sent an agent around him to give it to him in the first place to convince him. And then you being arrogant and young and don't want to listen to nobody. Because me and him worked together. You know, he disrespected me during our life, but he apologized and whatnot. So I don't even hold it against him. But we had actually, I was working behind the scenes when he was doing this on when he was on this Sinetta stuff before they fell out behind the scenes with him. And so this is what this is what happens. They'll send someone around your motherfucking ass. And then when he was saying, you know, when he's trying to tell the public like, oh, Little Dirk, and it sounded coherent, like, okay, ain't nobody ain't in on it. This stuff is through the code. And so if somebody want to come up and it'll be a whole group, it'll be a whole coven, it could be a whole group that's attached to that, to trying to rip off a birthright or to try to, and they'll get people that you wouldn't think that would know any that you would be like, that's random, or that person couldn't have been doing that to you, or that person would have never did that, or that person can't be connected to that. He talking about Little Dirk in Chicago, and he's saying he was responsible for drug. They work together. This is the cult. They'll work together. And then again, a lot of this stuff happens astrally too, as far as how you can see things astrally, and you'll be able to put pieces together and say, okay, that person. And you'll be thinking, okay, the public will be thinking, oh, they just lost, they just blaming anybody or whatever. And then, no, man, they work as a coven, they work as a group. These are warlocks and wizards that are in bed in cahoots with. I'm not saying Little Dirk. I'm just giving you an example that they will work with. They're in secret societies that will work with the government. They are to bring down anybody that is challenging the status quo, whether that be a scholar, a writer, activist, somebody of influence that won't take the oath, whether it be a singer, it could be art, a musician, and also spiritual teachers, clairvoyants. They go after spiritual teachers a lot. Lo and behold, that you happen to fit in multiple boxes, whether that be activism, writer, scholar, clairvoyant. Oh my gosh! Oh, you better run for governor. Just like I've literally fit in multiple boxes. All types of boxes, plus bloodline, plus coming from scholar background, spiritual teacher, activist. Like that. This is you. That's a textbook, and then uncontrolled, and not under no oath. What do you think is going to happen? And so yes, they come after people like us. And so yes, they came after Wendy Williams and many others. And so I'm telling you, they were able to do this quicker because she didn't have no fucking protection. They stripped, when you sign them contracts, they stripped your ancestors off of you. They stripped any type of entities, angels, God conscious, all types of stuff. Them contracts strip that stuff off of you. That's how they can attack easier. And especially it's easy to, even if, like, believe it or not, I wish I could tell you something, because it's like, that's how I know, like they say, like that thing with like being a chosen one or being God's child, that shit is real, because even when you at your lowest. Like you could be in a very, 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 very low vibration and not even know yourself and know who the fuck you are. But if God got his hand on your life, and if you are not a part of that system, even they think you are because you may be, doing whatever you doing and not knowing what is right, or you thinking that is that don't work that way. Or you thinking, or you may even be dabbling in this stuff, looking at occult stuff, and you thinking that then they thinking they could just swarm around you and attack you because she ain't got no protection, she don't know nothing, she ain't initiated, she don't know what we know, she don't know what we could do, and they'll try to attack your ass, and then they'll be wondering why ain't nothing working, why ain't it working? That girl drink every day. That girl she drink every motherfucking day and all day. And we still can't. We supposed to be able to insert all these entities on her. No, I don't work that way. They have to some beings have to literally sign. You have to sign for that. Like you have to like certain beings. It's not it just because you may feel like they in a low vibration and you think you could swarm on them and put spirits on them or go in for the kill, and it still be bounced back. This was I'm telling you, and I don't drink or smoke or do nothing no more. But I'm saying in the past I did, and I'm saying like they was pushing mind control social engineering to where that would be the case as far as the low vibration. But then they felt they was wondering like why is it not sticking? Nothing was sticking because my protection wasn't stripped off of me, no matter how much. And I'm telling you, they show. Oh, they wouldn't even. I wish I would have say that, but I got so freaked out. I deleted it off of my computer. I wish I could show, but they had been trying to strip that stuff off of me, my protection and the stuff that is on me, the entities like. And I know people would say, well, oh, we only, God. For those of us that are part of God's army, yes, we are part of God's army, but we also we come in with some of us, like we talk about, legions of angels, legions of egregores, access to levels of power from that is sanctioned by the Godhead, that is given to us freely by the Godhead to protect ourselves by being on this planet. Some of us have had to have that. We have had to been able to do that. We have had to know the knowledge that we have. For those that's wondering, like I know, for some of them maybe Christian or something, that's wondering like, well, how is she talking like that? And but you do this and you do that. You don't have a clue. You don't know shit. I ain't even gonna hold you of how it works in a galactic sense. Yeah, you have the Godhead's protection, but you're also a God, and also on top of that, and again, I'm gonna lose people with this, but you're gonna have egregores. You have to have high levels of protection. You got your ancestors, of course. Of course, you got God is really all you need. But I'm just saying the manifest forms, the many faced God, as they say. I mean, this stuff is it's so hard to explain. But when we think about the infinite levels of any sort of archetypes or dimensions of how the Godhead can manifest, and what energy you can channel throughout that infinite power and that infinite manifestation of what the Godhead looks like, how it can form into different octaves, the different octaves of what you would need at that time. As a galaxy that descends into human flesh, you would see those different shifts in how that Godhead looks. And that can be in octave levels, whether that be the Orishas, whether that be uh, Yeshua, whether that be a Ogun, whether that be a Lawa, whether that be an avatar of Vishnu or Krishna. This is some high level. And again, I know humans have kind of compartmentalized their brain into very dogmatic thinking, and that's fine. Nobody, in the grand scheme of things, nobody cares. Like the universe doesn't care, God doesn't care. It is what it is. But for those of us that just have a higher level of awareness and higher knowledge, we understand the vastness of what that means in terms of when we talk about primordial God, primordial mother. And yeah, we could put names on it, and we'll try to understand that, and we never will. But we know that it manifests in different archetypes throughout our lives based on what we need at that time. And I'm not promoting this on anybody. I'm just saying for me. I'm just saying what works for me, for what I know. But I do know that I know for me personally, I do have egregores, legions of angels, egregores that can be produced at will, all types of stuff. That's just me. And of course, my ancestors and God, and as well as multiple energies that protect me. I had to have that with the level of shit I've been dealing with. I have to have that. I have to have that. I have to be that. Not only that, I have to be the octave of the primordial mother in order to say the stuff that I'm saying, write the stuff that I'm writing, talk the shit that I talk, escape the stuff I've escaped, survive the stuff I have survived. I had to have been that. And it's not my fault that the powers that be or the apparatuses out there, these systems, these ideologies are literally so outdated that they have not caught up into the way the galaxy and the universe is now being ran, or the knowledge that's out there. It's not my fault that this stuff has not been updated in thousands of years. And yes, that doesn't mean that it doesn't mean it's invalid. I'm just saying that our understanding of it is so behind, and the rest of the galaxy that does not include planet Earth is way ahead of its time, because planet Earth has been locked in consciousness. They wanted to lock this firmament as a prison planet so that they could control the knowledge that comes in very illegally. The souls that come in, they can control the souls that come in, the souls that go out. They try to time loop motherfuckers. They trick people. They get people to sign a birthright away. They get people to sign their souls away. They do all types of horrific stuff on planet Earth. Horrific stuff on planet Earth. It's very illegal, by the way. Very, very illegal. It doesn't have to be this way. It's just that the collective conscience of humanity doesn't know, because all this stuff has been hidden away from them. And so when someone comes and we're like, hey, chaos intelligence beings come, people from different dimensions come, whether that be different constellations or whatever, different octaves of literal gods come, literally octaves of Yeshua are on this planet. And the public will never believe it. That's how going they are. And so, the people at the top will know, like the people that, the government, they know who the people are. But they are like, oh, shoot, how do we get this out the paint? Because we need, their system is ran on a very inorganic matrix system that derives power that runs on energy harvesting of human side batteries, predominantly on lower frequencies, whether that be fear, hate, delusion, greed. When you look at all of these systems, that's usually what it's ran on, or sex, low level sex. And so when we come and try to tell humanity, hey guys, this is trying to usher into a new paradigm, want to go to 5D, 6D, 7D. A lot of us, that whole numbers behind the D thing, the numbers in the dimension thing, that is kind of low level, to be honest, because it's dimension plus density and resonance. And so it doesn't, you're free to go to infinite heights if you can. This is what Yeshua was trying to tell you 2,000 years ago. Nobody listened. Hurry up and kill him. And so even when we say, oh, we have to go to 5D, that's programming. Who said that? What if a human it can go past all of that? I was on the phone having a conversation with somebody from the military some months ago in July, and I said, I was giving them a recognizance of what we was doing on the 45th dimension. Pure quantum entanglement session. She kept saying, how did you get to the 45th dimension? Like, she wanted to know, like, and I literally said, no lie, I said, I cannot give you that. That is high level intelligence from the GIA. I cannot give you that information. I wouldn't have been able to, but she was talking to my octave higher self. I was literally in my higher self, in my soul. Like, we all have an oversoul. I was literally in my oversoul telling her this. No lie. I don't know if she remembered, because we was talking about, she's in the Air Force, and we was talking about, and I was telling her, and I know they got a file, and I know they were like, what in the world is going on? But here's the thing. When we talk about like a human, the whole earth is going to switch to 5D. It's going to switch to a silos of consciousness based on your fucking resonance. So if you're at 5D, sure, you'll be at 5D. You can live in one dimension, and your neighbor will be in a house living in a whole nother dimension based on resonance, based on your frequency. If it's at 5D, that's 5D. If it's at 6D, it's at 6D. But what if it's at 20D? What if it's at 30D? That is the rule for this planet. I don't care what they telling you about only, oh, we only going to 5D. No, it's a silos of consciousness based on resonance. So whatever level that you put in the work to get to is the level you motherfucking gonna get at. And that's an individual thing, and that's all on you. You can make it a collective thing. Sure, you can. You can make it a collective thing. I'm talking about for those who do that work and work on their soul ascension, take it serious, work on their self-awareness, and work on raising their frequency. Some of it's not an all blanket, is what I'm saying. It's not an all blanket. We all gonna be on 5D. No, hell no. That doesn't even sound right. No, that's not how this planet is gonna be. That's why you could see certain 7D shit on this planet. That's why you could see certain 8D, 9D shit on planet Earth. It's a multi. This is what quantum superpositioning is like. The infinite levels of a dimension that can exist in one silos of space, of one silos of space and time. It's very fascinating stuff. And I know quantum mechanics and quantum physics, they try to understand what I'm saying. They're trying to understand this stuff. They're still trying to, understand, okay, well, is the universe real unless it's measured and observable? It's only real when you can measure it and when you can observe it. It's not only real when you can measure it. See, this is the thing with science. Oh, it's only real when we can measure it. Measure what? What the fuck? Oh, did they do the slit particle experiment to prove the behavior of a electron switches based on if it's being observed or not? No, yeah, okay. But it doesn't quite work that way. Judy gave y'all the secrets. That's your biggest, and I know they don't want to combine physical matter science and the methodologies of science in America with metaphysics. That's where they go wrong. And this was always the difference between what we did and what they did. This is why we were always so advanced. And this is why you lost your advancement, because you won't combine the two. You already got the secrets of the universe. You already been told it. Why is y'all still fumbling around? So, we don't understand string theory. We don't understand that. We don't understand black holes. We don't understand. Okay, so you want to forget consciousness and you want to remove consciousness out of quantum physics. Okay, go ahead. Go fumble around yourself for the next 60 years. Go fumble around with it. No sweat off our fucking backs after we done told you to ask the answers 3,000 years ago. We already told you. Yeshua already told you, and Tahuti already told you. I don't understand what the Rig Veda already told you. I don't understand that shit. I really don't understand. I don't get that. I'll give it to you. That which is above is like to that which is below, and that which is below is like to that which is above, to accomplish miracles of one thing. And as all things were by the contemplation of one, so are all things arose from this one thing by single act of adaptation. The Father thereof, the Sun, the Mother, the Moon. And they credit this to Hermes Trismegistus. This is Tahuti's teachings. The wind carried it in its womb. The earth is the nurse thereof. It is the father of all works of wonder throughout the whole world. The power thereof is perfect. If it be cast unto earth, it will separate the element of earth from that of fire, the subtle from the gross, with great sagacity. It doeth ascend gently from the earth to heaven. Again, it doeth descend to earth and united itself into the force from things superior and things inferior. Thus thou wilt possess the glory of the brightness of the whole world, and all obscurity will fly from thee. This thing is the strong fortitude of all strength, for it overcometh every settled thing, and doeth penetrate every solid substance. Thus the world was created. Hence will there be marvelous adaptations achieved, of which the manner is this. For this reason I am called Tahuti, because I hold 3 parts of the wisdom of the whole universe. That which I say about the operation of soul is completed. I don't even like this translation, to be honest, but that's pretty much the translation. I'm trying to look for a better version. Oh, here we go. This was a good version too. Matter of fact, let me save this. I had saved this in an old computer of mine some years ago, so I'm happy I still have it. Oh, this one is And they have different. Actually, let's share it. Let me share it. Here we go. So this right here, Emerald Tablets of Tahuti. It's from Jabbar ibn Hayyan. This is an Arabic version, 20th century Latin. So you know you can see the different versions of this. So these are the very translations. Here's Isaac Newton's translation. Touch true without lying, certain and most true. That which is love is like that which is below. This is from the Venetian. This is from a Chaldean Magi, I assume. I speak truly, not falsely, certainly and most truly. These things below with those above and those with these joint forces again, so they produce a single thing, the most wonderful of all. As the whole universe was brought forth from one by the word of one God, so also things are regenerated perpetually from this one according to the disposition of nature. It has sun for the father and moon for the mother. It is carried by the air as if in the womb. It is nursed by the earth. It is the cause, this of all perfection of all things throughout the universe. This will attain the highest perfection of powers. If it should be reduced to earth, distribute here the earth and there the fire, thin out the density of this, the suavest thing of all. Ascend with the greatest sagacity of genius from earth into the sky, and thence descend again down to earth and recognize the forces of things above and of things below are one, so as to possess the glory of the whole world. And be honest, the man of abject fate may have nothing further. This thing is presently comes forth stronger by the reasons of this fortitude. It subdues all bodies surely with tenuous or solid by penetrating them. And so everything whatsoever the world was created, hence admirable works are accomplished, which are instituted, carried out, according to the same mode. To me, therefore, the name Tahuti has been awarded because I am discovered the teacher of the three parts of the wisdom of the world. These then are the considerations which I have concluded ought to be written down, considering readiest operations of the chimic art. And so you see the different translations. And this is a very old text. This is not a new, this is very ancient. But this was when Tahuti was down here. I'm trying to get this information out. If you believe it or not, if you can crack this, you can crack the Gnostic teachings and the teachings of Yeshua. Pretty much the same thing. I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't get why it's thousands and thousands of years later and people are still fumbling around with quantum physics. I don't get that. And so, you look around and do your research. Actually, in a couple of my books, I broke down those teachings in a way that was more understandable. And Nakhti philosophy does, believe it or not, the precepts. It breaks this down. This video is not about that. I always get deep. I'm always thinking of some old other shit in my head once I get on these topics. But baby girl Wendy Williams, let's go back to Wendy Williams. Baby girl Wendy Williams, she didn't deserve that. It was foul what happened to her. And she does need justice. And people do need to speak out loud from the rooftops about what's happening to her, and how they're trying to take this lady's money and put her in conservatorship, try to do her like Britney Spears and have her all fucked up in the game. She deserved to live a peaceful life at her home, peaceful, chilling. If she needs to retire, that's fine, but don't be doing that shit y'all fucking doing to her. All these weirdo ass handlers around. She needs family around her. Not sell out, not family that will sell her out either. Probably just her son, to be honest. It's probably the only person she can trust. And maybe not even him, to be real. But I hope she can. I hope there are people that love her, even Black China, people that really, really love her. They have to be around her. People that really got your back. And the public need to scream from the rooftops about this Black woman. Because this is not going to go down. It still is a Black American woman. I don't care what she did, what kind of gossip y'all mad she spilled. Y'all gonna stop fucking with these Black women's. Trying to make them go crazy, and then it's the Masons behind this shit, and then they try to act like they don't know what happened. It's some wicked ass shit, man. It's some wicked ass shit going on. And so I'm praying for her. I'm hoping she And again, it's a lot of chains. They put a lot of chains on this woman spiritually. It's a lot of chains. It's so much blockages and bindages that these people do when you're in that industry, man. It's so much horrific stuff that they do. Chains on top of chains on top of chains. And these are demonologists, and they do not work with the greater key of Solomon. They do not work with the angelic realm. And honestly, a lot of people, they get scary and stuff about dealing with that type of stuff. I never work with the lesser key and Goetian demons and all that stuff. But I do work with the heaven. I know how to create my own shit from heaven, my own sigils, all types of stuff from the heaven realm, from God realm. And this is the type of stuff we have to arm ourselves with. And it's stuff that's already, the angels have already released information for us to use. Sigils of Archangel Michael and Gabriel and pinnacles from heaven and stuff. We do have these things to fight back. But people get scared. People get scared. But my thing is, these people, they are scared of of the stuff that we have, and it will not. The stuff that they have is not even working on us anymore. It won't work. That's why the MK Ultra spells globally are breaking. That is why the spell that was cast over this whole entire planet is not working anymore. We talk about the Great Awakening. It is a new element. It is new frequencies that are being introduced to this planet that are helped to raise this vibration. And so that stuff that cannot work on certain beings anymore. Unless you go and sign over your shit to them. Unless you sign to be abused like this through a contract. And unfortunately, Wendy Williams did that. However, people that love her and pray for her fans, people that love her, you have to to go deep into it if you feel called to go deep into intercession with her in the heavenly realms to break these chains off of this woman. There are spiritual chains on her, spiritual strongholds, as they say. I had spiritual strongholds on me. I'm telling you, they do this too. So many, it's spiritual strongholds on the whole Black American lineage from the shit that been done by our parents and shit that they got involved in, and some of the stuff our ancestors got involved in. Especially if you got Moorish blood or even Sephardic Hebrew blood. Yes, your ancestors did some fuck shit. Some of them did some fuck shit. Not all of them, but some of them was selling out bloodlines 10 generations down the line so that they can get money or become the mayor or do this and do that, sell out, sacrificing bloodlines and shit. My whole bloodline. Going after other people's bloodlines in our lineage, trying to take over other people's birthrights because you're jealous. And they trying to do this to women. They really go after the Black women's, which is the most powerful. To take their power. And this is what the Brotherhood has been doing to the Black women. And the Black women, they allow it. Some of them is even allowing it. And that's another thing they're starting to go and do. Because they realize that male's power is that based on the paradigm that we're moving in and with the energies that floodgated this planet, with the ancient oracles coming back, Queen of Saturn, Chrome Mother Saturn, Kali Ma, Yeshua's Christ consciousness, all these things that are floodgating on this planet. And all this stuff is happening simultaneously, mind you. Inside levels of consciousness, literally through parallel quantum superpositioning. And so it's all happening where you could feel all this. It's like a primordial soup, pretty much. And so they realizing like the thing they used to do in the past where they target the Black women's, sacrifice them, take their birthrights off of them through sex, through occult knowledge, occult rituals, wizardry. They realizing that stuff is not working no more because of the energies that's so powerful on this planet that's protecting Black women. So what they are doing now is trying to go and pay off other Black women to target to do their bidding and rituals for them to attack other Black women to see if they could get them out the pain. And I want to let them know that any woman that would do that is infinitely inferior to a crone mother, to a queen mother, to a goddess that's really a renegade that walks on her own path, a Black woman that truly, truly knows who she is. Anybody that I say a Black men's or a group of Black men's in a secret society that want to go together and go, let's go get some women to go and attack her. This is what they do to me. Let's go get some women to go and attack her. Kali. She talked, And then the Black women's, they stuff not working. Because anybody that would sign on to do that at the behest of for wickedness because of, you have to go and take a payment to do that, to try to go and try to rip someone's birthright off of them and they destiny off. No, that shit ain't gonna work either. Hell no. I don't give how many women you go get 1,000 women against one woman that's righteous, that's minding a business, that's full of God. It don't matter how many women you go and get them, because those women they're not generating. That's somebody that wouldn't even know who they are if they would even think of having to go and let me take money, and I will go and use my energetic power to go and randomly attack another Black woman spiritually, for money or for the validation of whatever these men are willing to give me. That shit ain't gonna work. Not on no real Black. Maybe y'all had y'all little witch wars and y'all throw shit on each other all the time out of stupidity and out of low vibrations and jealousy, and it works on each other because y'all at the same vibration. But not a chaos intelligence being, not an actual God. No, it's not gonna work. You can have every soul that ever existed on this planet and every soul that do exist on this planet that try to come against me in this world, and it will never work. And I'm not the only person with this level of protection. There are other people that are just as protected. It's not many, but for those of us that need it, we have it because we had to give a mission. We had to give a message. We had to do things down here. Regardless of the bullets that we had to take, regardless of what they try to do, we have to do the righteous thing. We are here for God. We are here for ourselves, and we are here on the behest of the one that sent us. We ain't got time for none of you weirdo ass shits, or you weirdo people that want to knock us off our block and kill us and sacrifice us, do all types of horrific things to us. And I'm never going to be quiet about it because I know what happened to me, what y'all try to do. I know what y'all try to do. And I'm always going to speak up for people that y'all try to do, that y'all are doing wicked stuff too. Like Wendy Williams. I don't care how y'all like to get silent and start to conjure together in covens and what we gonna do? What's the spell now? Let's do another noise campaign. Let's do another targeted harassment campaign. What can we? Let's set up things to where we could try to get her to discredit herself. Let's do these things. Let's figure out another psychological operation. Y'all are wicked. Y'all are Satanists that are beneath me. It's never gonna work. And just say y'all happen to do y'all do get so y'all have been getting so desperate. I'm telling you, when I release this evidence or this file, you're gonna see like, okay, they can't even claim plausible deniability, like the level of desperation they get. Where I'm telling you, it's like these motherfuckers try to set a Rottweiler dog to attack me. The moment something fucking happened to me is because of y'all that damn desperate and scared. It's going down. It's going the fuck down. We releasing legions and legions upon legions of angels on this planet that will fuck this planet up. And there's nothing you can do about it. I don't care who y'all send this to, who y'all talk to, who y'all discuss it with. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. It's already legions upon legions of angels on this planet that you can do nothing about. It's already going down and I'm still alive. It's already going down and I'm still here. Imagine what happens when I go. Now y'all got control over the media. Y'all got control over my social media. Y'all got control over the YouTubes, whatever, as far as algorithms and whatnot. We didn't come down. We, and that's something I have to understand. We didn't come down here for that. So y'all lock that up and try to keep it where y'all get to study it at the high levels of government or in the secret side. What she say, what she doing, what she write, what she publish. That's fine. But it's gonna go down. I don't give a fuck. What you do. Something happened to me, it's gonna go motherfucking down. It's already going down. But I'm tired. We've been tired. I'm tired. I'm fucking tired. I know Wendy Williams is tired. Cat Williams is tired. All these people is tired. This is all these people coming up. They had this lady named Tiffany Red crying all on the internet, talking about what happened. That she wouldn't have sex, so that's why she wouldn't do a prostitution. That's why she never had any hits as far as her songwriting. People is tired that they can't be they express their gifts, show they talents because of a wicked ass satanic system in place. All these people coming forward talking about how they was done dirty. Cat Williams coming forward, Monique coming forward. All these people coming forward talking about what P. Diddy did to them, what happened to them in the industry. All these victims of that's come forward that said they've been in a Montauk program, MK Ultra program, that their family was in a cult that sold them as a child did satanic ritual abuse. All these people now fucking lying. All these people is fucking no, they ain't lying. And to hell with those who would side with that satanic system and try to protect them people and protect that system. Let me get off of here because I got to do a I'm gonna be back because I want to cover the situation with ozone, and so I got to get that set up. So I'm gonna talk to y'all later. Bye.